Good day, everyone. As we go into the weekend, I would just like to talk a little bit about perspective. In my first video, I talked a little bit about it, and we need to understand that there's essentially two definitions to perspective. One is someone's point of view, and that is going to be based off of multiple things: your education, your experience, where you are at that particular point. If you're seeing an event unfold, where you're standing can completely change your perspective compared to where someone else is standing. Your life experiences, someone growing up in Beverly Hills versus growing up in Compton, California, going to have different perspective on life. But perspective is also an art term. Usually refers to trying to capture the three-dimensional on a two-dimensional canvas. But there's also another term called forced perspective. Now, forced perspective is very interesting because that is where they use distance and camera angles and whatnot in order to make, say, small things appear very large or very large things appear very small. And when it comes to society, when it comes to what we're facing in America today, that is very much what we're dealing with, is forced perspective when it comes to life, when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, right? People take what they want and they create a narrative out of it. And the media and the preachers, etc., are taking these stories and they're trying to force a perspective on you, force you to see it a certain way, to see small issues as very big, to see very big issues as very small. And this is a manipulation. Most of us are aware of it, or at least some of us are. But there's a lot of people that are buying deeply into it, and it is dangerous. It's dangerous for all of us. And you have to be able to look at things as objectively as possible if you expect to be able to ever gain a proper perspective and see things the way they ought to be seen. Now, like I said, some of this, it's going to be just based on life experience. It's going to be based on what your personal beliefs are. So that won't necessarily change. It won't necessarily mean we will all have the same view of everything. But that shouldn't mean that we can't see through the garbage, see through the manipulation. And this is where you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your God-given intelligence and quit allowing the media, whether it's left or right or Sean Hannity or Anderson Cooper or any of those people, from telling you what the truth is. You need to be able to sort through it and see it for yourself. Now, does that mean that if you and I were to both go sort through it, we'd come to the exact same conclusion? No, not necessarily. But it doesn't mean I have to be manipulated into following a path that is going to lead me down to destruction or is going to cause us to hate each other, as we're seeing in America right now. Just an absolute hate being perpetuated because two sides are just completely enamored by the forced perspective. And they're not bothering to look deeper into what they're being shown. As I've said, I'm not here to convert the extremes. I am here to reach out to those of us that aren't buying into it. So, hopefully this helps. Hopefully some of you realize that we have had forced perspectives our entire life, from childhood, especially in particularly religious households. They force a certain perspective on you. Very deeply political households can force a certain perspective on you. And it's not always bad to be shown different ways and different views. But when it's being shoved down your throat and you're not questioning it, that really is taking away your reason and logic, which is really the foundation of being human. So I hope that we will all one day stop just letting outside forces control our thinking, controlling our vision, our thoughts, our point of views, and that we just start using our life experiences and start using our intelligence and stuff to create a better society. Thanks.